Welcome back, viewers, to the Dragster Shop Life. Actually got a drag car in here for a change. Named the title of my YouTube channel, The Dragster Shop. And the videos you see me posted, most of them are about everything but a dragster. But this one's close. This is a Roadster, old school Roadster. Had a client drop it off yesterday. Have me go over it. We're actually going to take it to the track once I go over everything and fix a few things and make it ready to go. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet little ride. I like it. It's got ladder bar suspension, ladder bars in the rear, coilovers front and rear. It's got an Olds rear end in it. He was told it had a 538 gear in it. Most I'm going to do with that is just check the oil in the rear end, make sure it's full. I'm not going to take that out to confirm the gear ratio. So what I may do for the time being is just do the tire to dry shaft revolution to match it up and see what gear's roughly in it in the rear end. And like I said, you got coilovers in the front as well. A nice axle in the front, four-wheel brakes. He is talking about selling this car. Well, I know he'll sell it. So he is selling it. Let me get that straight. So if any of you viewers or anybody that any of my subscribers or anybody that stumbles across this video, hey, hit that subscribe button and check out some of my other content that I have on the channel. But if you're interested in this car, hit me up, leave a message below, and I'll get you in touch with the owner. He was going to put this car on the street. His original intentions for the car. But then he met me. I'm not, shortly after, and he was planning on changing the front end. This has always been a drag car since it was built, so those little spindles will not make it out on the street. They'll break, bend, whatever. But I went into his shop and I looked at the car here a while back, and to kind of get a better idea what he wanted to do with the car as far as putting it on the street. And I told him he'd be better off, especially if he's trying to sell it, because if he's going to put it on the street, he's going to spend a lot of money to get it there. It can be done. He's got a title. So that's all I know. It's for the car. The fella he bought the car from not too long ago managed to do a title on it, and so the fella that owns it now, he has a title. It's got a fairly new battery in it, and fuel tank. We're not sure what size that is. After looking at it, I think it's probably a 3.25 gallon. 3.25 gallons it holds. As far as the engine and transmission go, he doesn't really know a whole lot about it. I've driven the car up the road, and it sounds to be stock, probably just a rebuild. You see it's got a stock type water pump on it with a fan. It does not have an electric fan on it. Doesn't really need it. I mean, if you're overheating a stock engine, you got other problems. Of course, you got a nice big aluminum radiator in it. Yes, I said aluminum. There's your Holly blue pump, Fram filter. AN lines. And a lot of this stuff is old. It's dirty. But we're not getting into changing all that right now. We're just trying to make sure the car is safe to go down the road or go to the track. That's what I do here. But it's a nice built car. It was built nice for its time in this era. and we don't know what transmission the previous owner had in it. But whoever put this in made a 1-inch square tubing transmission cross member for this car. Yeah, ran the bolts through the frame rails all the way down through, and they stick down about 10 miles. Just little stuff like that. I'm gonna try and repair or replace or fabricate, whatever it takes. Don't think either one of us planned on all that, but that's why it's here, you know. I do see a few things this chassis would need if it was to be certified. It is going to need a 1-inch helmet bar, and it is going to need some tubes to run from the main frame rails up, kidney bars, if you will. Gonna need some bars put in it, tubes, whatever you feel comfortable with saying. You're gonna need I'm gonna have to get have to find my spec book for a Roadster style chassis and see. These uprights might be too far apart. I'll go around the other side and show you. If you're trying to get this thing certified, there are some issues, some minor issues with tubing, but that's not a big deal if you know a chassis guy in your area. But you see that upright there and there. I have not measured the centers on those yet, nor have I spec'd it out to see how far apart how wide your bays can be. And but overall, originally this was a well-built car. We're in Central Virginia, up in Stanton, Harrisonburg area. Some of you might know where that is. According to the current owner, the car was from down in Buchanan, Virginia, in that area. So, like I say, if you stumble across this video and you like this kind of content, send me a message. If you recognize this car, send me a message. We'd like to know a little bit of the history on this car. Previous owner didn't have a whole lot of history to offer, from what I gathered. I'm saying that I was not there when the current owner purchased this car. It's got the old Traeger wheels on it. The old SST wheels, old Firestone 11.5, 29.5s on it. And yeah, it does match in the front too. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it's 4-wheel disc brakes, dual reservoir master cylinder. It does have a line lock on it, but it looks very old and it was unplugged. It wasn't, I don't even know where the switch is for it. So some things got changed around. I think the story that I got from the current owner was that he bought the car from a gentleman that was actually going to put it on the road himself, which explains your basic rebuilt engine, Edelbrock carburetor, and turbo 350 transmission. And it has very little to no stall converter in it. So I think that's where he was headed with it, if I understood correctly. And then this guy here, the owner now, he was going to take it and actually finish putting it on the street. But and he may still yet, but we'll see. That's all we can do is we'll see. So I'm gonna finish up, wrap this video up. Yeah, pretty cool car. If just so happens that the owner of Eastside Speedway should happen to see this video, tell me if since the driver does sit off to the left, would it be okay to run this car in the foot brake class? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get back at it here. It's getting late. I want to finish up for today. I've got a set of, well, there again, I got a set of headers. It's got those old block hugger headers on it. I don't know what the guy's plan was for that, but I've got a set of Roadster T-bucket headers. I'm going to try to fit in here. Steering rods could be an issue, but I've got a set of headers that might work on it. And I might slap those on there if they'll fit. So yeah, 2x3 mild steel frame rails. The rest of the car is mild steel as well, but it's all been TIG welded. It's all painted now, but the original stuff's all been TIG welded. There is some MIG welding done in this car. Originally, this hoop right here was the only. You had this hoop in the front. You can tell by the TIG welds. And then your two uprights back here came up here, and if you look, somebody's added this hoop in, and they done it wrong. So that would have to be redone and to be certified. These uprights are supposed to come all the way to support the front hoop. And you see they cut the uprights to put this hoop in as one piece, and so now you've compromised the strength on an impact or a rollover or something like that. Now it'd probably be fine, but you don't do that, and they probably didn't know that. This was done years ago, but the same person that put. You see here it's been MIG welded. Same thing over there when they put this secondary head bar in. And you see all the MIG welds here around these tiny little, I guess those are 1/2 inch tubing they used for a helmet bar. But yeah, that would eventually need to be addressed up there. Unfortunately, you got to cut these rear uprights out and start over now. What a shame. Well, all right. Well, guys, if you enjoyed the video content, excuse me, give me a thumbs up, give it a like, share it, do your thing. Join the channel, subscribe, hit that little notification bell to get all the updates on my videos that I'm going to be loading in the near future to YouTube, and leave a comment below. All right, thanks guys, thanks for watching.